I've told my family that if I ever got a tattoo, it would be that verse from Mark 9 that says, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. Because I often feel like my faith is sometimes filled with confidence and other times filled with doubt. It's like, God, I want to believe, but I need you to help me in this. And then sometimes when we think of Bible characters like Job, especially, and we think about the strong statements of faith he made, kind of, shall we accept good from God and not adversity? Though he slay me, yet will I trust him. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. I know my Redeemer lives, and at the last he will take his stand. All of those great statements of confident faith, it can make us feel pretty bad. But if that's all that we take away from the book of Job, we've kind of made a mistake, because the same person who said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him, also said, I will not restrain my mouth. I will speak in the anguish of my spirit. I will complain in the bitterness of my soul. This is the same person that said, if there is an umpire judging between me and God, he would judge in my favor because I haven't done anything wrong and all of these bad things have happened to me. And if you're familiar with the story of Job, you remember that he had some friends who came alongside to comfort him in his distress. And at first, they did the right thing. They sat down and they were quiet. But then they tried to start giving Job reasons for his suffering, until finally Job says to them, do you intend to reprove or correct my words? Because the words of a man in despair belong to the wind. In other words, what Job was saying is sometimes as we process things, as we process difficulties, we say things that we don't necessarily really feel deeply inside us, but they are an expression of the thoughts that we're having and the things that we're processing. But Job doesn't just tell his friends, don't correct me. Instead, what he says to them is, for the despairing man, there should be kindness from his friend, so that he does not forsake the fear or the reverence of the Almighty. In other words, when we're going through a hard time and we're saying things that maybe don't sound especially like we're strong Christians, or maybe we hear somebody else, it's not our job to say to them, you shouldn't say that. It's our job to show them kindness. It's our job to show them love. It's our job to be God incarnate for them. Kind of that idea of Jesus with skin on. So that as through us, they experience the kindness and grace and love of God, their faith will be strengthened. So whether you're the person who is feeling a little bit in despair, or whether you're the person who's dealing with somebody else who is, I would encourage you to remember that God is gracious to us and that he allows us to express our emotions. But we in turn need to be gracious to our friends. We can allow them to express their emotions. We can sympathize with them, and then we can gently come alongside and remind them of who God is.